If you're watching, that means I didn't quite get to your reading on stream, but that's okay. We're gonna do your reading now. As I always say, remember when it comes to the future that tarot is unreliable. The future is not set in stone. Things can change. I personally believe it is the most likely outcome, but as I mentioned before, not the guaranteed one. Also, I will be operating underneath my own personal belief system, but you don't have to adopt it unless it resonates with you. Alright, without further ado, your timestamps are listed below next to your names, and I will see you guys there. Love you, thank you again. Hi there, Flor. You said, hi Ron, I wanted to donate this time. Oh, you're so nice. You're a ray of sunshine each time I watch, but I would like a general reading. Of course. Let's see what we got. Thank you. That's so sweet of you to say. Let's see what the cards want you to know right now. Thank you for trusting me as your psychic and as your reader. You're so nice. Thank you. Okay, what do we got for Flor? Oh, the Ace of Swords. We also have the Hanged One and the Ten of Swords. So the Ace of Swords has to do with a thought, an idea. This is some sort of communication. There could be an energy that is on our mind, really stuck on our mind. And I say this because the Hanged One is here. And the Hanged One is seeing things from a new perspective. This is an energy of, I feel stuck, but I know that if I really think about it, if I really give myself time to focus, I can get out of this situation no matter how sticky it might be. And so, you know, the Hanged One is also finding enlightenment, and anytime we have the Hanged One, it does mean that a change is coming. It might not happen right now, but it is in the process. It's cooking in the background. Now, we have in the near future being the Ten of Wands, and this is being stressed out. This is having a lot on our plate and a lot on our mind. And the Ten of Wands says that, okay, I'm busy, I'm stressed, I have a lot that I need to do, and I need to figure out a plan to get something settled. So this could mean that maybe we really, you know, sometimes it could be being stressed about money or being stressed about where we live. It can be being stressed about work. There's just a lot of mental fuzziness that I feel you've been going through, and it's because of something that you have learned or something you've decided, something that you've been pondering for a very long time, but maybe we don't have either the guts to pull the trigger or we don't quite have the means to. And the reason I say we might not have the guts or the means is your advice card is the Four of Pentacles. And this is about saving money. This is about preparing for something and making sure that you have your ducks in a row. And so being next to the Four of Cups, the Four of Cups is your challenge. This is trusting that you're making the right decision. This is discerning. This is quieting down your mind, quieting down any sort of limiting beliefs or emotions that might be stopping you from doing what you'd like to do. And so whatever this thing may be, we have the High Priestess coming in. There's this huge gut-wrenching feeling that, oh my goodness, I really need to be free. I really need to let it go. I keep finding myself in this same loop. And then the King of Cups is here. We receive guidance. In fact, I feel that someone might say something to you, or maybe you finally swallow some sort of pill and you realize, like, wow, I've been kind of painting myself in a circle for quite some time now, and I know I need to get out of it. There we have the Empress. This is healing. Beautiful. We have the Emperor. This has to do, oh my goodness, we've got some really heavy hitters happening in the next maybe like 2 months. So anytime we have the Empress and the Emperor, this represents two people. And so the Empress could be your energy. The Empress represents somebody who realizes that they don't have to wait for a moment, they are the moment. And then the Emperor says, all right, I have the confidence, I have the drive, I have the willpower to take action on something. And so just know, if you've been waiting to hear back from somebody, or if you've been waiting for the approval of somebody, or you've been waiting to be on the same page as somebody, a miracle is really happening where both of you are in alignment, both of you understand each other, and you have a common interest and a common goal, and it brings a lot of peace throughout the relationship. Okay, let me pull a little bit more. The Eight of Cups, we let it go. We're able to plan clearly for the future now, and we know what needs to be done, especially financially. or even just organization wise. It doesn't have to be money. Like, let's say that you really want to move, or you know that you really need to switch jobs, or let's say you're in a relationship and you know you have to make a really big decision for you that might affect the relationship. You are gonna have your partner be on the same page. You're gonna have, actually there's a little bit of a warning here because this wanted to pop out. It's very important that you're very honest and straightforward. Anytime that it pops out like that, I don't, especially since it's a little bit further in the future, I don't want to write in stone that there's some misdirection, there's some misleading happening here. But this is a reminder for you to be very clear about what it is you want to do, especially if it has to do with a partner or like your parents, right? Okay. All right, that's all I wanted to say, because I feel that we have big things moving in the future, and we've been waiting for the right moment, and the right moment is gonna come in, and it's kind of like it feels like a now or never energy for you. You know, maybe you're the kind of person that's like, I have to really feel the passion, I gotta feel this way, and then you do. And so don't lie to anybody about what you got going on. It's okay to share. And I mean, like, by lying by omission, but by not telling certain things. Like, it kind of reminds me when I was younger. I knew that when I graduated, I was gonna move out immediately, but I also knew that that was gonna piss off my parents. And so I just didn't tell them, and I just moved out without telling them, and they were so mad. But it didn't really have to be that hard. I think I was just a baby, and I didn't want to like deal with them bitching at me. So that's all you need to know, Flor. I hope that you like that. Thank you very, very much. Good luck with everything you were endeavoring, and remember that you're never alone and you are loved. I'll see you later. Hi there, Moon. It's nice to see you again. You said, hi, Ron. So good to see you streaming on Twitch, and I'm so proud of seeing all the work you've been doing. You deserve all the success. Why, thank you. You think I'm successful? Dude, I've been like late on all my bills. It was a miracle I paid my rent. I'm glad you think I'm successful. You know what? I'm successful too, baby. I changed my mind. You're right. You said, I'd love a general reading. Whatever my spirit guides want to say, sending all my love. Teehee, Moon. You are so nice to me. Yeah! Let's draw some spirit cards for you. Oh, you know what? They're showing me a specific deck. I'm pretty sure I've used this deck for you, but they want me to use this one, so I'm going to trust that. Da, 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 da. As you know, I'm pretty sure I've done this one with you before. That sound of things knocking over, yes, that was like 5 decks that I knocked over just to get to this one. But it's all for the name of the love of the game, baby. It's all for the love of the game. Let's see what Spirit wants you to know. And why are they showing me these cards? Okay. Ta-da! Ooh, Portal. Originality, idealism, and progression. We also have hard work, diligence, and progress, as well as sage, harmony, acceptance, and patience. So there's going to be a big moment for you soon where you realize that the path to, I want to say, success is through hard work. And I know that's not fun to hear. And you probably, and I'm not trying to say that you don't know this already. Of course you do. But there is this acceptance. There's this energy of, okay, if I have to work hard, if I have to be very consistent, if this is going to take me a long time, I need to set myself up for success. And so the reason why you may be feeling to yourself, okay, what does setting myself up for success mean? And this doesn't necessarily mean we're talking about just work, you know, just work or streaming, or it could have to do with relationships. It's saying to yourself, okay, I want somebody who's very clear. I want somebody who is very trustworthy and doesn't think too hard and isn't nervous. I'm gonna try and be that energy because I know that who I am reflects back into my relationships. It's funny, it really is a lot of times a monkey see, monkey do, especially if we establish our boundaries with a lot of confidence. And so I see us opening up a new door in our life that teaches us just how powerful it is to not only stand up for yourself, but also not give up on the lessons that you've learned. There is also something that you have done recently. I don't know why they're saying, sorry, this is like so specific. That's why I keep, sorry, sometimes I just, and you might not be able to hear me, but there's something that you have done recently, I feel, where you thought that you were closing the door, like you were giving up, or maybe you felt like you had to put it down. I like pen on my finger, and may have felt like you had to either be the bigger person or you had to be the bad guy. I want you to know that this is going to circle back around eventually, and peace will be restored in this relationship. I don't know why that came through. Okay. Okay, let's see what we got. I'm seeing so many relationship cards, by the way, as I'm shuffling. But if you're concerned about work, well, there's the Three of Pentacles, working together, working hard, collaborations, this is letting go. Yeah, there's yeah, dude, there is just this energy, these people, this, yeah, there's like this community or something that we have decided to kind of unplug from. And it's leading you to not only more success, but also more inspiration. And when that comes in, there's this lesson that you'll internalize, and you won't make this mistake again. And this isn't in a you'll never fool me again, how dare you kind of energy. This is a I've made peace with this, and I accept it for what it is, and that's okay. And that sets you up for genuine success for your long-term relationships in the future. Okay, that's all I wanted to say, Moon. I hope that made sense. I apologize. There's a lot coming through, and because I was seeing stuff about work, but I wanted to make sure I talked about the relationship stuff because they're bringing it up so much. Okay. That's what I have. Thank you very, very much. Good luck with everything you are endeavoring, and remember that you're never alone and you are loved. I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Hi, Vicky. How are you? You said, hi, Ron. I hope you're doing well. Thank you. I would love just a general love reading. Thank you in advance. Of course. Ooh, I want to roll the dice for you. I saw it and I was like, yep, that's it, baby. Let's see what we got. Okay, Sun really wanted to come out. We also have the 6th house and Capricorn. So the Sun represents, I accidentally dropped some, well, I think I burnt it. Oops. Anyways, I was burning Palo Santo and I dropped it over here and I think I burnt my mat, but it is what it is. It adds character. So the Sun represents identity, vitality, as well as our ego and our creative expression, our personality, how we present ourselves to people. And we also, the 6th house, this is healing. This is about health and wellness and service and routine. And we have Capricorn energy, which is all about being very ambitious and being concerned about our social status, what people think about us, our reputation. But it can also be about what we're known for and working hard and being consistent. You know, that kind of energy. So the reason I feel that we have pulled this is that you may be thinking a lot about how can I love myself in a healed way, but also understand that the way that I look and the way that I present is important. You know, how do I find balance in I understand people's perceptions and people's feelings when it comes to looks, when it comes to our interests, when it comes to the way that we speak, and especially when it comes to like first impressions. But how can I be okay with that information? You know, how can I find peace knowing that there is psychologically this kind of interest in the way that we present, right? And how can I present myself in a way that feels authentic, that feels me, and doesn't feel like I'm just pushing and pushing and pushing so people that can like me? So that's what I kind of see you exploring is in this star energy reading, how to present yourself not only authentically and in a healed way, but also in a way that you feel is, you know, powerful. You know, how to have a powerful brand that is still you. That's what it feels like to me. Okay. All right, let's see what Spirit has to say about this. We have the Fool card. We have the, yes, dude. Ah! And we have the Eight of Swords. Okay. The challenge and the advice. So there is some advice here. I feel that you may be doing all of this like self-work, all of this healing. You may be trying on different ways of dressing, different ways of doing makeup. Even the way that you walk into a room or make gaze or make eye contact, the way that you speak to people, you know that you have more power here. You know, you're feeling more beautiful, you're feeling more confident. But there's a little bit a snag in the road because you're doing all of this inner work, all of this inner healing. But when it comes to a certain relationship that you like, you feel it's not quite going anywhere. And that's okay. And you know, if you're in a relationship, it feels like it's not growing, it's not moving at the pace that you would like, or they haven't changed. If you're not in a relationship and you like somebody, you're noticing that they're not being as attracted to you as you would like them to be, or they're not texting you or talking to you as much as you'd like. That's what I see you being challenged with. Now, the good news is that you're realizing, especially with the 6th house and the Empress, as well as the Sun, that this isn't your fault. In fact, it never was your fault, and it's also not your responsibility. And that's something that Spirit's challenging you to do, because we have the Sun twice now as well, that it's okay. You know, we are attracting a lot of love into our life. We're attracting light. We have the Empress, that's Venus energy. Venus is all about pleasure and romance and love. And so we're doing the right thing. And you know that the right thing begins with you. And so new relationships are going to come in, but it's going to start with friendships. It's going to start with new social circles. It's going to begin with new communities. And it's because that you're allowing yourself to blossom into the flower that you want to be and that you see yourself being as. And if it's not quite taking a relationship where you'd like it to go, that's what I see you be, you know, kind of running into soon, and being a little bit upset about it. It's like you're hitting a wall, and it's also running into the same circle. If you are, yeah, or maybe we're attracting like say the same people, but that is, yeah, look, the Hanged One. I'm trying to see this from a new perspective because I don't quite understand. Oh, but now I'm seeing it for what it really is. So it's time for me to let go and move on, even though it's quite hard. But it's the truth, and the truth sucks, but that's the truth. And so I'm gonna do the adult thing and look for new relationships. And I notice that it's a little bit difficult this day and age to look for relationships, but I know that it's a worthy search. I notice that there's a lot of competition, so I'm gonna focus on myself right now. And then boom, baby, we meet somebody when we least expect it. Look, the Judgment card. This is about an epiphany moment, and they're very different from what we think they are, from what we think that we would attract, or what we think that we would run into. We did not see them coming, and so it's funny because the connection is going to be instantaneous. There's going to be a lot of speaking. There's going to be a lot of questions. There's going to be like, I can't wait to get to know more of you. And the Queen of Pentacles is here. Everything just fits into place, and it's easy, and it grows at a state that's comfortable for both of you. And both of you make each other shine. Now, it is like a slow pace sort of relationship. By the way, this is quite in the future. I pulled a lot of cards. Sorry, I know I didn't explain each of them, but I was just reading. But yeah, that is my prediction for you. That's what I see you. That's what's happening. In the next Spirit showing me 4 months. So I hope that helped you, Vicky. Thank you again. Remember that you are never alone, and you are loved. I'll see you later. Bye bye. Cielo! Hi, you said, hi Ron! I'd love an intuition reading for my birthday, please. Thank you so. Well, first of all, wait. Well, first of all, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Cielo. Happy birthday to you and many more. Let's do a reading for you. Thank you. Let's see. I want to pull from this deck for you if that's all right. Let's see what your soul wants you to know right now. Aw, man, I hope you had a wonderful birthday. I apologize that I didn't get to your reading until now. Okay. Let's see what we got. What do we have? What do we have? Oh, whale and orca elders, show your song frequency of sound, diving deep, hidden secrets, lost wisdom, dive a little deeper. It's happening, keep holding the vision, a new earth. All right, what does this mean? What does this mean in English? So what I see here is your soul is looking for deeper and deeper reasons for why you're here, what it means to be Cielo, who is Cielo, why did certain things have to happen to Cielo, right? All of these things that you may have encountered, and why. Just know that this exploration of your heart, of your soul, of your past will lead you to important information that you have been avoiding. I feel, you know what they're saying to me, Cielo? There's this energy of there's something that happened to you in your past that you completely forgot about. And you remember it. Maybe you've remembered it recently, or you're going to remember it soon. But that memory becomes so important to you because it puts into perspective just how much you have forgotten, just how fickle memory can be. And I would really recommend to you to do some like self-hypnosis videos on regaining like childhood memories, maybe even past life memories if you want to, because, oh, excuse me, I'm so sorry. There is like this unlocking process that I'm seeing, because they're showing me a key. They're showing me a key like in darkness, and it's glistening, like it's just waiting for you. But it requires you to delve deep into your subconscious. And the new earth here, this has to do with whatever you think about is what becomes reality. And that's not necessarily saying that you know, let's say that you think about burritos every day, and then all of a sudden a burrito just materializes in your, I don't know, on your desk or like in your backpack, in your fridge. It's about, if you think about the burrito enough, eventually you're gonna go out and get that burrito. And so there's a question here of what is it that you're focusing on? And I feel that your soul is actually being quite optimistic because it's like a survival thing. Maybe you've been going through a lot of turbulence, you know, maybe you're just trying to make sense of the world in general because things have been very hectic, right? Like we're in a war and everything, and it's scary. And so we're desperately, not even desperately, I actually feel you're confidently looking at the bright side of things, not only for survival but also because that's just who you are as a person, and you always have been that way. That's what Spirit's saying to me. Okay. I love when that happens. We have the King of Swords. We have the Edict. Once again, look at another like energy of going into the abyss. And we have another water animal here. And two more water energies and a King of Swords. The King of Swords is about thought, logic, communication. It's about a plan and what do we want to do? And understanding that we are at the helm of our future. where do we go? Where are we steering the ship? What is the navigation? What does the map say? And you may notice that you don't have a map. You don't know where you're going. The future is just so unknown that we can't even plan for anything. And so we're just going with the flow of things with the Knight of Cups, just following our intuition. We're just seeing what happens. We're just doing our best every single day. But in the midst of doing your best every single day, there is new interests being had, and it does feel like we are reintroducing interests from our past. But I'm also like, yeah, I just feel like there's gonna be some crazy ass dreams that you can't explain coming in, Cielo. And I recommend getting a dream journal if that interests you. Let's see what's challenging you. Ooh, yes, dude, more water energy. Our emotions, our intuition, our emotional healing as well. And our advice is to, once again, see it from a new perspective. Look into the abyss, look into your past, look into everything that you have experienced, because there's a deeper message there. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there. Thank you very much, Cielo. I really appreciate it. Good luck with everything you are endeavoring, and remember that you are never alone and you are loved. Happy birthday again, by the way. Bye-bye. Jen! Hi, Jen. Sorry. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm always in a goofy, silly mood, but right before I hit play or record for your reading, I went, all right, Jen, it's Jen's turn. Jen, who do you think you are? I am. Thank you, Jen, for trusting me with your reading. I do hope it is a positive experience. And yeah, remember that you're psychic too. You wrote, girl, you know I'm coming in hot for a reading. Well, I'm happy that you're here. Let's see what we have. What do you need to know right now? What does Spirit want you to know, Jen? What do we got? What do we got for Jen? Okay. Ooh, the Two of Pentacles. Busy! Stressed out. You have a lot on your mind, a lot on your plate, a lot going on. And you may feel like life is a little bit of a roller coaster right now. We're in the extremes of life. Okay? We're either not eating, or we're eating too much, or we're not sleeping, or we're sleeping too much. And the Ten of Swords is here. We're feeling a little bit zapped. Just a teensy bit zapped right now, finding it hard to bring our energy levels back up. You may find yourself struggling to look at the bright side of things sometimes, but whenever we are down, there's only one place to go, and that is up, which is why we have that cute little rainbow right here. Now, what we have in your future being the Nine of Wands, and this is about you not giving up. Keep pushing through. I see you realizing what needs to go, what you need to purge, what you need to let go of, what is not helping and only harming you. And it could be relationships, it could be, to me personally, it feels like it's technology, it feels like it is some habits that maybe we really just go all in on it. You know, it could be an addiction. Like some people, you could have a caffeine addiction, and you just drink all this caffeine and then you crash, and then you're out for like 13 hours the next day. Whatever it is, I see you making a really healthy change, because you know it is a burden worth bearing. Now, after that, we have the Hanged Man. We're starting to see progress, but the progress isn't quite linear. So, you know, the moon is like, man, am I even doing the right thing? And then boom, all of a sudden, a week later, you see the difference. And I mean, the difference is just very clear to you, but it's gonna take you like a week or two, all right? And I know that I'm saying like, man, yeah, it really does feel like it's like we're focusing on our stress, because Spirit is telling me high blood pressure, Spirit is telling me like headaches, Spirit's telling me that we're dipping into too many extremes. And it could have to do with, you know, I don't know about you, but when it depends on the cycle. It depends on where I am in my moon phase. Well, if I'm in this energy or not. So I do see you bouncing back, and bouncing back into who you are. And I feel that the Hierophant represents finding a new normal, feeling more structured, feeling more safe, and it's thanks to a new interest. And that really helps us let go of maybe someone or something that we have been hung up on for a long time. So good news is in the near future, I'm saying like in the next month or two, because Spirit was telling me this is like 1 to 2 weeks. So in the next month or two, I'm gonna put my money on a month. I see you talking to somebody new or like having a new interest in somebody. And it doesn't have to be like, if you're in a relationship, look at that, kindness, generosity, reciprocity. It doesn't have to be like a friendship. Or wait, I'm so sorry. It doesn't have to be a crush. It doesn't have to be romantic. It can be a friendship, okay? But it is very shiny, and it is so shiny, and it really helps you find a normal that is much healthier too, okay? Yeah, we're learning new skills, and it's really helping us get back into a more positive rotation in our life. Alrighty, that's what I have for you, Jen. I hope that you like that. Thank you so much. Good luck with everything you are endeavoring, and remember that you are never alone and you are loved. I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Hi there, Alex. Thank you so much for getting a reading for me. Thank you for your patience. Let's do your little career reading for you. I hope that is worth the wait, as I always say, and I appreciate you coming. I really do. I hope that you've been doing well, Alex. It's always nice to see you. Let's see what we got. What does Spirit want you to know about career? What's going on with our career? Ooh, Justice. The World card. And the King. Well, you got the King of Pentacles, so that's good news. Your challenge is having a lot on your plate. We need a little bit more organization and to set ourselves up for success. If there's some paperwork that we've been neglecting, if there is some emails that we haven't replied to, some phone calls that we need to make, now's the time to do it. And the reason I always pull for the challenge is because the challenge tells us what we can do, what action we can take to set us off on the right foot, right? You know, to literally set ourselves up for success. It takes time, it takes effort, it takes energy. It's not necessarily always a fun thing to do, but it is always a good thing to do. So your advice for finishing your challenge is the 3 of Wands. And this is to think about the future, to think about the outcome, to think about the satisfaction of having it done, and ask yourself, how can I think bigger? There's a bigger picture thinking that I feel you doing right now. Now, justice is in your past, and this has to do with law. This has to do with, orderliness, which is why I had mentioned things like emails and backlogs and phone calls. It's communication. It's Mercurian energy. And there's a little bit of Venus energy as well because of the Libra, but just know a lot of communication is happening for you to help. And when I say communication, I mean you're doing research, you are writing things down to help get you settled for what it is that you really want to do in the long term, because you are being advised to think long term. And because we have your future being the King of Wands, and it's a very positive card to get whenever we're doing a career reading, it tells me that not only are we taking up the challenge unbeknownst to us, but we're also taking the advice. And so I'm not worried about it. The path that you're on right now is already the most successful one. So the King of Pentacles is somebody who thinks long term, who understands when to say yes, but more importantly, they know when to say no, how to keep their business safe, and how, as I mentioned, how to tend to their garden because they're wise and they have experience. And this is somebody that not only has experience, but also has the know-how, has the finesse. They have the aura, right? Like people, you don't understand. Look how he's got the sun behind him. He's got the aura that people can tell he knows what's up. So the World card is your current focus or the current energy you're in, and the World card means a completion of a goal and a learning of a lesson. You probably had major realizations recently. Oh, I don't want to do this anymore, or I really want to move here. or I know that this is hurting my body, so I have to make a big shift, and that's okay. We're making peace, we're wrapping things up. So right now you are in energy, like you're in a certain, how do I say that, chapter of your life where we're closing up loose ends, and it's leading us to success. So that's really, really good. All Spirit asks you to do for now is to think bigger. Think bigger. We have the Knight of Cups, we have the Six of Wands, and the Ten of Swords. Exactly. The Knight of Cups is an energy of, yeah, I'm gonna follow what feels right. I'm gonna go with the flow of things because I want to reach for the stars. I need to aim bigger. I need to aim higher, and that does require me having to cut things off, having to say no, having to really deal with what has been hurting me financially, and the people who have the people that we're around and how they're harming us. So we're wrapping that kind of chapter up. Man, I hate when Spirit gives me like a timeline because I always know that people don't like it whenever it's kind of long. You won't like it, Alex. I'm sorry. It's gonna be 8 months to a year before the cycle is completely cleaned up and dust free and wiped off of your hands. So if you are looking to move, give it 8 months to a year, okay? And you'll be out of there, and you will reach these stars, and you will be successful. So that's all I wanted to say, Alex. I hope that you like that. Thank you very, very much. Good luck with everything you are endeavoring, and remember that you are never alone and you are loved. I'll see you later. Bye bye.